Hello, adventurers. My name's Tyler.
And I'm Richard.
On today's episode, we're playing The Bite by Dan Enders. Welcome to True Strike. Let me set the scene. You slam the door closed, your partner barely making it through behind you. You can still feel their hands grabbing at their clothes. Hear the moans echoing through the halls. The occasional thumping at the door reminds you that you are still trapped even when you've run away. You won't sleep tonight. You haven't really slept in days, but you can still try to ignore it for now. As you settle in with your companion, locked away safely in this small room, the doubts begin to enter your thoughts. What if they've been bitten? We sit here, alone, in this brightly lit shed.
Moaning zombies outside. So I played down a conversation card. It says, why did you save your current companion, which would be you, and how many have you left behind? So yes, I did save you. So this was deep in the city, not like out in the rural area. This was like downtown kind of a situation. I saw you basically getting overwhelmed. There was a lot, and you were getting overwhelmed not because of your lack of skill, but because of the way the city is laid out and the blocks and all the wreckage, like the cars wrecked, the government blocks that were put down during the first part of the infection. You were basically cornered, and you didn't see that there was an alley that you could have taken, but that's where I was, and that's where I came into play. Was like I came out and showed you that alley and saved you. And the reason why I did save you is because you were holding out against a large number of them. Like you were holding your own, and it was of no fault of your skill level as to why you were about to be overwhelmed. It was just because you didn't understand the environment. So I saved you because of the fact that you were holding your own against this horde, and I thought that was valuable. And the second part here is, how many have you left behind? Like, how many times have I seen this, and how many people have I left behind? It's dozens.
And I'm gonna go ahead and start tweaking this a little bit into the direction that I see this game actually evolving. I'm still surprised you saved me back then, especially knowing how many you had left behind. You could have done better on your own, honestly. I think so. I really appreciate it, but I still wonder to this day if you could have made it farther without me. I know you said I was useful, and you thought I had good skills, but I mean, look at us now, just trapped here. The first person I knew that died after the outbreak was my little brother. I never told you this, but Jimmy was a good kid. He loved tortoises and other reptiles, and he just wanted to start up a farm one day down in Florida. I always told him he was crazy, Those things, they could bite you, just take your life in your sleep, right? And I was so worried about getting bit by a snake or something, and look at it now. Look at us, like, there's things out there. What are we even doing? I was so rude to him. And it crushed his dreams. I could have been supportive, at least while he was here. But I wasn't. I was terrible. I'm so sorry, Jimmy. Did you have anyone like that?
I've always been on my own, and sometimes I don't even know how long I've been running. Has it been 5 years? Has it been 10 years?
My God, Jimmy would have been 12 by now. I think you're right.
I try and count the years that have passed in the people that I've lost. which is almost why it feels like it's been so long. Because there have been dozens.
So many.
Has it been 1 a year, 2 a year? It's so hard to track time when all you're doing is just trying to survive.
It's just crazy. Like, it used to be so easy. You'd go to work Monday through Friday, go in at 8, off at 5. It was awful. We complained about it all the time. And just to think about it, like, time passed day in, day out. It's like it flew by, but it stood still. And then now you're right. Like, how long has it been? When you can't just look at a calendar or your phone to track it all. You know, I had a really good friend when all this started. Steven helped me get through a lot after Jimmy's death. He was always there for me. You always tell me, told me I could hold my own. All that came from Steven. That man could run. He could shoot. Fight. And the only reason I'm still here now is because he thought he could draw away a group of runners and I could go the other way and you'd catch back up. But when I got around the bend, there was already basically nothing left of him. And just seeing what was left of his face, man, I just ran. I ran so fast. I miss him. I miss both of them so much. I don't know what to do. It's just so hard going on,
I've had to kill people that I don't think were bitten. Some
I get it.
that I did think were bitten. Some that I knew were bitten. I don't know if you've ever had to kill someone that wasn't infected. But I've had to.
I haven't. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I could. I've thought about it.
I think everybody's capable on some level. But I had to. Because it was the only way to survive.
Were you scared?
Every day. I still am. But sometimes you have to make that choice, even if you're scared.
I just don't want to die.
Nobody wants to die. But I think there's something worse.
It's worse than death, man. Before the outbreak, I was a podcaster. I thought, what if, they say do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right? What they don't tell you is the hours away from your family you spend just recording and editing, uploading, and if you want traction, you've got to market yourself. And I don't have anything good. I don't have any qualities I want to market. There's nothing there. even know why I tried, but I just wanted it to work out so bad. Wonder where I would have been if I had just traveled the world or joined the military. Really made something of myself. Went to college. Trapped in a shed. Who'd have thunk it? And now we have our impasse of the final choice. 3, 2, 1, and we either reach for the gun or we live with the fact that we didn't reach for the gun. You ready?
I think so.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. All right.
So for our audio listeners, I did grab the gun.
He did.
And I wasn't contested in
And I
such.
changed my mind at the last moment.
To not grab the gun?
To not grab the gun. 2 cards ago was going to grab the gun at the end and then changed my mind. So, you've got the gun. We're going to play our last cards.
Last cards.
You know, my family, they didn't have a lot of money. They did what they could, though. They were good folk. My dad wasn't around much my teenage years, but I still think he tried in his own way. What about yours?
I was with my family when all this went down. And I'd like to say that we all got out. But if you look around, you'll see it's still just me running.
You've made a lot of hard calls over these years, haven't you? I can see it in your eyes. You've done whatever it takes to survive. Can I ask you a hard question? Did you have to kill any of your family?
I'd be lying if I said no. But it's not something I'm proud of. Cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Thank you for playing with me.
Yeah, no, thank
And
you.
thank all of you for watching and tuning in, listening, and all the other things you do. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube and giving the 5 stars on the Apple Podcast and Spotify and all those places. Woo! I'm tired. It's been a long day, but I appreciate all of you for sticking through with us. I had a great time. Thank you, Dan Enders, for creating this game. This was a very fun time, and I really appreciated it. And we'll probably play this again. But for now, I've been Tyler.
And I've been Richard.
And we've been True Strike. Bye.
Goodbye.
Hey, adventurers. Thanks again for joining us today. Please be sure to give us a follow on your favorite podcasting platforms and YouTube. If there's any questions you'd like right into the show, you can hit us up on X, Threads, or Instagram. New episodes released every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for listening to True Strike.
Hey, True Strike listeners. I hope you enjoyed the story you just heard. My name is Damian the DM, and as a fan of the True Strike podcast, I reached out after listening to their episode of The Bite to see if they would let me guest produce it, and that is what you just heard. I have to give a massive shout out and thank you to the artists whose work was used in this production: Monument Studios, Tabletop Audio, Purple Planet Music, Joel Steudler, Ovani Sound, and Krotos Audio. You can find a track list for the music and ambience used in this episode in the episode description. Once again, a huge thank you to Richard and Tyler for giving me the chance to do this.